my name is Kendall Wood, and this is session 3 of the Yoga for Firefighters video series. In this lesson, I will introduce you to breathwork. In session 1, you learned that yoga is the union of mind, body, and breath. In session 1, I also introduced to you the concept of self-regulation and how by being a little more in tune with your mind and body, you can begin to learn to regulate your nervous system. Breathwork teaches you how to use your breath to create desired outcome within your nervous system. There are many styles of breathwork, some that help us activate and energize, and others that create a sense of calm and homeostasis within our body and mind. We'll explore a couple styles of breathwork today. In my work with first responders, I have found that firefighters are very good at jumping into action. You can go from being completely asleep to up, out of bed, dressed, and out the door in just a matter of minutes. That is an essential part of your job, and it's important that you can do that. But it's also important to be able to do the reverse, to come back from that call and fall asleep, or to finish a stressful shift and still go home and be present with your friends and family. So with these styles of breathwork, I hope to give you some tools to self-regulate, to be able to reset after a challenging shift, to be able to fall asleep after one of those middle of the night wake-up calls, and to ease the transition from work life to home life. The 2 breathing practices that I will teach you today help calm and regulate the nervous system. The first is alternate nostril breath. We'll practice that together in just a minute and then do a little bit of yoga, and then we'll lay down and do complete breathing, which is a very peaceful, gentle practice that can help you fall asleep. To do these practices, you'll want a yoga mat or a blanket to sit on, perhaps a chair if you prefer to sit in a chair rather than on the floor, and grab a pillow or anything else that you need to make your space comfortable. If you need to take a moment to get those things, pause this video for a second, and then come back and join us when you're ready. All right, welcome back. Now you're ready to practice. We will begin seated. You can sit on the ground or in a chair, wherever you're most comfortable. The first breathing style that I'll introduce to you is alternate nostril breathing. This is breathing in through one side of your nose and out through the other, and then we'll switch breathing in through that side and out through the other. It's a pretty simple style of breath work, but it helps regulate the nervous system and calm the body. As we're practicing this breath, try to stay really focused and aware of the way your breath is moving. If you're feeling congested at all today, you may want to take a second now to grab some tissues, have them on hand nearby, as this style of breathwork can be challenging if your nose feels stuffy. All right, so take a second and get comfortable in a seat. Rest your hands on your legs and gaze down towards the floor or close your eyes. Notice at first how you're feeling in the present. In order to learn to self-regulate, you must begin with self-inquiry. What do you feel? How are you breathing? What kind of thoughts are drifting through your mind? Like we learned during meditation during session 2, can you take a moment just to check in with you? And when you're ready, flutter your eyes open and we'll begin alternate nostril breathing. Lift your right hand up and place your middle finger and pointer finger on your forehead. Take a regular breath in through your nose and a regular breath out. Seal your left nostril with your finger and inhale through the right side. As you reach the top, switch, hold the right nostril in, and exhale through the left side. Now inhale through the left side. Switch at the top so that you exhale through the right. And then continue on like this, inhaling right, exhale left, inhale left, exhale right. Continue on with this pattern. Find your own rhythm. And if you ever get a little lost or forget where you're at, just start from the beginning. Try to create inhales that are as long as your exhales. Notice the way your breath sounds, the way it moves. Take a few more cycles like this, bringing all of your focus and attention to the movement of your breath. And without any rush, complete one more cycle until you exhale through the right side. And the next time that you exhale through the right side, release your hands back to your lap, soften through your shoulders, and breathe naturally. Check in with how you feel here. If there are any shifts or changes in comparison to how you felt at the beginning of practice, just a few minutes ago. Remember that when you're doing something new, which this practice might be new, at first it might feel a little frustrating or confusing, and that's okay. So if any of those feelings came up for you, be patient with yourself. Take one more full breath in and let it go. If your eyes are closed, slowly open them. Stretch your arms up overhead. Look up. And exhale, release your arms to your sides. Walk your hands back behind you and lean back for a second. You can extend your legs out in front of you, pointing and flexing your feet, or rock a little side to side, just letting your back relax. From here, we'll transition into tabletop and do a few yoga postures. So tabletop pose is hands and knees. If you want to have a blanket or something for support beneath you, now would be a nice time to add that. Bring your hands about shoulder width distance apart and your knees about hip width distance apart. Press down firmly into your palms. And as you inhale, lower your belly, lift your hips, lift your gaze, cow pose. And as you exhale, round and curl your spine. Inhale back to cow pose, hammock your belly down, lift your chest. And exhale to cat pose, lift your shoulder blades, tuck your tailbone. Continue back and forth like that for a couple of rounds, maybe even close your eyes again. Self-inquiry, self-regulation. Can you use your breath to bridge the connection between your mind and your body? You can move as fast or as slow as you want through cat and cow, as long as the movement is connected in some way with your breath. Good, and when you're ready, come back to a neutral tabletop pose for a moment. Separate your knees a little bit wider, and then press your hips back towards your heels into child's pose. Stretch your fingertips forward and rest your forehead down. Remain here for a moment, noticing what you feel through your legs, hips, back, shoulders, and arms. You can bend your elbows a little more if that feels good. Or even rock your head side to side against your mat like a little massage for your forehead. Let yourself settle into the support of the floor beneath you. Take a deep breath in. And a full breath out. And then as you're ready, walk your hands in towards your knees and come up to a stand on your knees. Okay, from here, just bring your hands into your back pockets. So imaginary back pockets. Hug your elbows together and back and lengthen your tailbone down. Think about drawing your shoulder blades together and lifting up the center of your chest a little. Perhaps look up to where the ceiling and wall meet in front of you. A little bit of a back bend. Broaden across your chest and collarbones while hugging your shoulder blades towards each other. Take a full breath in. Stay for a breath out. One more inhale, lift your gaze. And exhale back to tabletop. From here, swing your legs out in front of you and extend your legs straight ahead. If you're sitting onto something, you can slide it to the side, or at any time, you could also add extra cushion underneath your hips. Good. So from here, just sit up tall and maybe even press down into the ground to help lengthen your spine. If you feel like your back is rounding quite a bit here, bend your knees a bit or even place a pillow underneath your knees for a little bit more support. Here we'll start with an inhale, reach your arms up, look up. And an exhale to fold forward and reach towards your shins or ankles or feet. Two more like that with breath. Inhale, lengthen, lift up. And exhale, fold forward. One more time, breathe in, reach up, lengthen. And exhale, fold. This time stay here, take a full breath in. And a complete breath out. Relax your hands. Allow your shoulders to round forward. Relax your jaw and forehead. And just breathe. Noticing what you feel through your calf muscles, hamstrings, back, and shoulder blades. Give yourself permission just to slow down. Remember, today's practice is about calming the nervous system. Very little work or effort in any of these poses. If some intense sensation appears, tap into self-inquiry. Is it a good therapeutic stretch? Or is it painful, something that's signaling you to come out of the pose, rest, or do something else completely instead? Listen to your body, only you know best. Take one more deep inhale. And a full exhale. When you're ready, walk your hands up towards your hips and come into a seat. Scoot your hips towards the center line of your mat. And bring your elbows down behind you. Slowly lower yourself onto your back. Press your palms down into the ground next to your hips. Press your feet into the floor about hip-width distance apart. And then lift up into bridge pose. So press down into your hands and feet. Lift up your hips, bridge. Take a breath in, lift up a little bit higher. And with your exhale, slowly roll your spine back down onto your mat. We'll do that 2 more times with breath. Inhale, press into your hands and feet, lift up. Exhale, slowly lower back down. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, lower back down. This time, inhale, lift up. Stay, exhale. Engage your glutes a little, full breath in, lift up a little higher. And again, just stay for your exhale. One more time, breathe in. And this time, exhale, slowly release back down. Bring the soles of your feet towards each other and let your knees open out to the sides like butterfly pose. And bring your left hand to your torso and your right hand to your abdomen. Just for a second, notice a little bit of an inner thigh stretch here. It might be fairly intense, so you could always prop up your knees with pillows if you need a little extra support, or just let gravity do the work. Look towards the ceiling or choose to close your eyes and just breathe. Feel the movement of your breath beneath your palms. We'll come back to that sensation in a couple of minutes, so remember what it feels like. That subtle rise and fall of your torso with each breath cycle. And then when you're ready, slide your hands back down to your outer legs. Press your legs together and step your heels in slightly. Slide your hands up to your knees or shins and draw your knees in towards your torso. Roll out your low back against your mat by drawing little circles with your knees. Switch directions and explore a few circles the other way around. What do you feel through your low back? Good. And then from here, release the soles of your feet down and open your arms out wide to a T shape, palms face up. Sway your knees side to side like windshield wipers and see if you can connect the movement to your breath somehow. The exhale as you twist, inhale as you lift to center, or something else slightly different that resonates with you. The next time that you are over on the left side with your knees, let yourself stay there. Your arms can stay out wide, or you could rest your hands on your torso, or perhaps even your left hand rests on your right knee. For some of you, it might feel good to scoot your hips a little bit more towards the middle of your mat so that your right hip stacks over your left hip. For others of you, it might feel good to have the feet still fairly wide apart from each other. So play around with what feels best in your body. Look towards the ceiling or look over your right shoulder. Your eyes can be open or closed, your choice. Remember, self-inquiry. What can you discover by exploring and observing the internal landscape of your mind, body, and breath? One more full breath in. And a smooth breath out. On your next inhale, come up to center. Realign your spine down the middle of your mat. Open your arms out to a T, and again, just add some little windshield wiper sways side to side. Connect the movement to your breath. And the next time that your knees are over on the right side, let them stay there. Remembering that you might want to keep your feet wide, or you might want to scoot your hips over and stack your knees. Arms where they're comfortable, either on your torso or extended outwards, whatever feels best. This time, perhaps look over your left shoulder. And then notice the way your breath moves. You can breathe out of your nose or out of your mouth, your choice. But try to create breath cycles that are a little bit more gentle and slow. And when you're ready, slowly navigate back to center. Align your spine down the middle of your mat and draw your knees in towards your chest one more time. Give yourself a little gentle squeeze or a few more circles to massage out your low back. From here, release your feet to the floor and lie flat on the ground. This final style of breath work that we'll explore is called complete breathing. Place your left hand over your heart and your right hand on your lower abdomen. Close your eyes if it feels comfortable for you to do so, or soften your focus. Take a moment to tune in to the sensation of your breath moving beneath your palms. Notice if you feel your breath in the hand that's on your chest, or the hand that's on your abdomen, or perhaps a little bit in both. To begin the practice of complete breathing, bring all your awareness to the hand that's on your chest. See if you can exaggerate and move your breath just to that space so that your inhales lift your collarbones, lift your chest, and your exhales let your chest relax towards the ground while your hand that's on your belly stays fairly still. Take a few rounds of breath, exploring that movement. Breathing into the hand that's on your chest. Complete one more breath cycle like that. And then allow the hand that's on your chest to become more still and breathe into the hand that's on your belly. Try to exaggerate the movement a little bit so your belly expands like a balloon on the inhale. And your core muscles slightly engage to press your breath out on the exhale. So the inhale is an expansion. And the exhale, your abdomen hugs in. Breathe like that a few more rounds. The hand that is on your chest remains fairly still, while the hand that is on your abdomen moves. Take another round of breath in that way. And then come back to your natural breath for a moment. And bring your hands to your side body so that each palm rests on the right or left side of your rib cage. See if you can sense the movement of your breath expanding outwards to the sides. So instead of your torso and abdomen lifting up and down as you breathe, perhaps you can feel a little bit of an expansion to the right and left. And then observe a couple cycles of breath like this. See if you can exaggerate the movement of your breath out to your side body. One more round of breath like that. And then open your arms out to the sides, to a T. Bring your awareness to your shoulder blades and your back. See if you can sense any movement of your breath there. See if you can use your inhales to lift your torso a little bit away from the ground. And your exhales, settle your body back into the earth. So your inhales, you can most feel a little bit more pressure build underneath your shoulder blades. And then your exhales, release that pressure. Explore a few more cycles like that on your own. Letting your feet relax. The movement of your breath becomes a little bit more apparent. And from here, if you like to have your arms out as they are, they can stay there. Or your hands could come back to your torso if you liked how that felt. And now that you've isolated the movement of your breath into your chest, your abdomen, your side bodies, and your back, now see if you can bring the movement of your breath into all 4 of those places at the same time. This is complete breathing. Your inhales completely fill your lungs and expand your torso. And your exhales completely empty your lungs and relax your body. Explore a couple rounds of breath like that on your own. And then if you'd like to maintain this awareness of your breath and complete breathing, please do. Or if you'd like to let go of the practice and just rest and breathe with ease in a natural way, you're welcome to do that as well. For these last couple minutes of class, I'll mind the time. If you feel like drifting towards sleep, it's okay to do so. If your mind feels busy, try to focus all of your awareness onto your breath instead. You have a few minutes here just to rest. And I'll let you know when it's time to reawaken. Now, before moving, come back to the practice of self-inquiry. Observe any thoughts that appeared over the last couple of minutes. Notice how you feel. And start to welcome in some deeper rounds of breath. And invite some little movements back to your hands and feet by wiggling your fingers and toes. Or even adding in some stretches and movements of your arms and legs, whatever feels good to you. When you feel ready, bend your knees, plant the soles of your feet onto the ground, and curl over onto your right side. From here, deepen your breath. And when you feel ready, no rush at all, press your hands into the ground and lift yourself up to a seat. Your eyes can stay closed or be open, your choice. Come to a seat in a similar fashion as how we started this session, on the floor or on a chair. Notice how you feel. Send gratitude to yourself for showing up for this session with an open mind. Gratitude for the ability to sharpen your skills in self-regulation, observation, and breath. If you felt frustrated at any time during this session or your mind felt busy, it's okay. Especially if this practice is new to you, it's normal for the first few sessions to be just about learning. So your mind might be a little bit busier, wondering if you're doing something right or wrong. But try to let go of that, be patient with yourself, and just practice, knowing that this practice will evolve over time. When you feel ready, open your eyes. Take as much time as you need to stretch or move. Thank you so much for joining me today for this session. I hope that these breathwork techniques can help you find a sense of calm when you have those challenging days, whether it's at work or at home. If you'd like to continue with these practices, I have partnered with the Iverson Foundation for Active Awareness to bring yoga and meditation classes to first responders completely free of charge for you. If you're interested in this program and would like to continue to work with me, my website is kendallann.com, and you can also contact me through my email, kendallannyoga@gmail.com, and I can give you a little bit more information about how to set up a private session with me or to get your whole station or team on board to do this together. If you have any questions or comments, please reach out, and I hope to connect with you again soon. Thank you so much for being here today. Namaste.